feels that I own them. I own them the time, because they were so good to me.
Yeah, I understand that. Did you, when you started with them, and God, I know it was probably a long time ago and these things change, over when you work with families for a long time, but did you have any kind of written agreement, or did you have something on paper that they, as far as, not in terms of a global pandemic, obviously nobody anticipated that, but in terms of paid sick time or, things like that?
Right. So I am, obviously you know me from my group. I run this, a large group in New York City. And I am the admin, and I advocate for nannies all the time. What they should do and what they should not do. And the things that are right, the things that are wrong, and all, et cetera, et cetera. And this particular person, me, I don't have a contract because I landed with the right family. Right family meaning that they gave me days off. They didn't treat me like an animal, or a slave or anything like that. They knew if I was sick, they'd send me home. They sent me home just because they felt like it was okay for them to send me home. They always gave me a bonus at the end of the year. I always got gifts from them. They always treated me as part of the family.
Yeah, so you didn't feel like there was the need, is what I'm hearing for, okay, that makes sense. Did you have, when this pandemic was getting going, like you said, in the first few weeks where you were like, okay, let's see what's going to happen here, did you ever have any second thoughts about that? That you wish you had some kind of written agreement?
No, because I think I knew where I stand with the family. Yeah, I knew that she was not going to let me down because she's a human being. She knows that people are going through things and people are losing their jobs, and she knows that if I would have lost this job cold turkey, this would have been a major thing for me to deal with, and for everybody else in the world.
In your position, that you have this big network of other nannies, other care workers that you're in touch with, and that you're I know, from our previous conversation that you counsel, they come to you for advice in a lot of ways. What have you heard? I'm wondering if you can kind of give me a little bigger context for what's been going on for the people in your network during this time.
Well, very tough year last year for nanny.
Yeah.
Devastated to the point that is, forget it. I have heard from nannies that got the COVID while living, and a nanny passed away. Right. Ugh. From that. I also heard that nannies lost their jobs, and the parent, after there was a nanny that was with the family for 13 years.
Ugh. Yeah.
And they cut her off immediately. I mean, boom, done. I have heard of other families that they didn't want to pay what is it? I can't remember the name of this thing. I don't know. I forgot the name.
Unemployment or something?
Unemployment, yes. They didn't want to give them the unemployment.
Right.
And, just things like that.
Have you been hearing, so one of the things we're interested in with this project is obviously all the different relief programs that have been available, these all the unemployment benefits, all kinds of different job related benefits. A lot of them are aimed at people who have more traditional jobs, right? Who are, on the books or, all this stuff. And I'm wondering, I've been curious to see how, all the nannies that I know have been managing this, because a lot of those folks don't have documented employment in the same way that, if you have a more traditional kind of gig, that they have, and it's been a lot harder for them to get access to those benefits. Yeah,
absolutely. It's been very hard, very difficult. There were nannies that were, took them about 2 to 3 months to get any type of benefits. And that's a shame, because I don't, you need child care wherever you go. And I just don't understand why are we like at the bottom of the barrel, you know?
Mm-hmm. Does it feel like that you guys are at the bottom of the barrel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. Ugh, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. So when you were in this period, I'm thinking about this like March through September period.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I just did something. Oh, I made a mess over here.
Oh no! If you need a second to clean it up, let me know.
No, it's okay. All right.
What, in this March to September period, did you have other income, like, that you could potentially depend on? Or, you know, are you like living with somebody? Is there another income earner, like, in your household that you were kind of thinking like, okay, if I lose my job, that, you know, it's obviously going to be a big deal, but there's another person here or not?
Yeah, my husband.
Okay. Yeah. And what was his situation during the pandemic?
I'm sorry, Julia. That was another thing too. Mm-hmm. A lot of nannies didn't have savings, didn't have a significant other. They were, some of these women, they were young.
Right.
And didn't have any of these benefits and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that was a real problem when they were in this kind of uncertain state? Yeah.
Yes.
So what, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of work does your husband do? Like, was it a concern that his job would be affected too? And not that all of our jobs haven't been affected, but.
Right. Well, he's in real estate.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so certainly, to some extent, right?
Right.
Okay.
That was at a standstill at a certain point there too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you a little bit about, let me see here. When you were in this, you know, again, this like March to September time when you were just kind of seeing like, okay, are they going to keep paying me? When you were thinking about potentially needing to go find another job or another family, how did you take any steps towards that? Like, did you get back on, you know, care.com or City City and like, you know, look at your profile again?
I did. I tried to look up at the mommy groups and see if anybody was posting. Mm-hmm. But no, New York City was at a standstill and it wasn't good and it's still recuperating. And it's going to take a while before we get back to where we were before.
Yeah, certainly. I can understand that. When you were in these parents groups or when you were on the sites or whatever, did you, and I know this was like months ago, so it might be hard to remember, do you remember if you saw any like information about working during COVID, you know? So sometimes on like care.com or something, they'll say like, oh, here are some steps to stay safe or something like that.
No, they don't care. No, they don't care for the nannies. No.
Yeah.
They don't care. They just want to make whatever little money they can make off of nannies, which is still beyond me. How you try to make money. I think that if the parent wants to know anything about the nanny, they should be the one putting up the money for anything, background checks or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. They don't care. They just care to make their own money. They can care less about the nanny's well-being.
Yeah. So you didn't, what I'm hearing is maybe you didn't expect to see any information and you also didn't see any information from these companies.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Did you go and like look around for any info about like, cause I remember there was this big debate, you know, that was happening in Pennsylvania. I'm sure it was in New York too, about like, are nannies essential workers? Like, are you guys allowed to be in people's houses? Like how all those rules applied to you?
No. To this day, we still don't know where we stand.
Right. Yeah. Right. What did, was it mostly just you kind of relying on the family that you were working for to kind of say like, okay, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I guess, well, they knew that I was very cautious of everything they never really sat down with me. You know, Michelle, if you're going to take the stroller, I need you to wear gloves around my kids. I need you to have a mask on. Mm-hmm. Nothing like that was ever said to me.
Yeah, because you like, they knew you were gonna do it already, or?
Yeah, they